As parents, we work very hard to give our children the best possible start of life, be it supporting them through the university education or perhaps even buying them their new car or their first home. So here I've got 5 tips to help you save money for your children's future. Hi, my name is Jeena and welcome to my channel. On my channel, I share lots of time and money saving tips for people like me living in the UK. There is a lot of difference between saving for your children and investing for your children, and that will mainly be dependent on the age of your child. I've explained a lot about saving and investing in my last week's video on the best savings account in the UK, so feel free to check that out. So with that in mind, let's get straight to the 5 different options. The first one is a regular monthly saver. So this is a savings account where you put small amounts of money regularly every month, and the interest period is usually locked for 1 year. So at present, in the middle of October, the account with the highest interest rate is Halifax with a 4% interest and Barclays with a 3.5% interest rate. Some of you may be aware that the savings interest rate has been slashed recently in the last few weeks. So it's likely that these high interest accounts will also go in the near future. But as of now, these are the accounts with the highest interest rate. And the advantage is once you open the account, the interest rate is capped for that 1 year. So no matter what the national interest rate does, this interest rate at 4% or 3.5% is capped for 1 year. The second option for children's savings is an easy access savings account. So any child over the age of 7 can open an account under their parents' names. And at the age of 11, some accounts gives a debit card for the child to do their spending. The big advantage is, especially when the child turns 11 and they have access to a debit card, it can start forming money habits for a child. So that's a big advantage. The second big advantage is you get higher interest rate for slightly larger sums of money. So as of now, in the middle of October 2020, the account with the highest interest rate is Santander, that gives you a 3% interest, or you could consider HSBC, that gives you slightly lower interest at 2.75, but up to £3,000 savings. Or if you have slightly larger sums of money, slightly lower interest rate with Virgin Money at 1.75, but then you can deposit up to £25,000. The big disadvantage though is the savings rates are not locked, and like I told you previously, the national savings interest has dropped, so it's likely that these higher interest accounts will also go in the near future. But it's a very good option if you want to save your money in a high interest account but still have access to your money. The third option, and a lesser known option, is a pension. Yes, even a child can invest in a pension as long as they are resident in the UK. So parents can invest in a SIP for their child. A SIP is a self-investment pension platform, and you can invest up to £2,880 and still get the tax relief of 20% of £720. So that brings it to £3,800 per year. The big advantage is you can start a pension from when the child is born, and because there's a lot of years before the child becomes pensionable, the interest and the interest on interest, the compound interest, so the money grows drastically over that period of time. Just to give you an idea of the magic of compound interest, if you invest £100 per month from the child's birth till the age of 18 and then not invested a penny, by the time the child is 65, they'll have over £2 million in their pension. The big disadvantage is they get access to the money at pensionable age. So at present, you can get access to a SIP at the age of 55. So you can get access to a SIP 10 years before the state pension age. And perhaps some of you know that from 2028, the state pension age is moving from 65 to 67. And by the time our children reach pensionable age, it's likely that the state pension age will be pushed back further. So they can get access to the money 10 years before the state pension age. The fourth option is a junior ISA. You can invest up to £9,000 per child per tax year. And like the adults version of the ISA, you can invest in either a cash junior ISA or a stocks and shares junior ISA. So with the cash junior ISA, the interest rate is on the lower side, but your savings are quite secure. With the stocks and shares ISA, your capital could be at risk, but you see a higher rate of return, usually 7 to 8%. The big advantage of a junior ISA is you have access to both savings and investment, and you can choose what you'd like to do depending on your tolerance for risk. The big disadvantage is the child will get access to this money at the age of 18. And while we all hope that at the age of 18, our child will still be mummy's little princess or daddy's little pet, it could be a totally different story by the time our child is 18. So in my opinion, that's a big disadvantage of the junior ISA. The fifth option is to invest in your own name as a parent. So this is what we personally do in our family. So both me and my husband Abid has a £20,000 per year per person ISA allowance, so that between us we have up to £40,000 per year, and we definitely do not save up to £40,000 per year. So we have a lot of our ISA allowance left, which we use to invest for our children. So I'll show you how we do it. There's lots of investment platforms that you can hold your ISA in UK, but we in our family use Vanguard only because the costs are the lowest in the UK. The downside is they do not have access to the whole market, but it's more than sufficient for what we need. So we use Vanguard for our ISAs. It shows you the list of funds they provide. Also the different ISAs and the different accounts that you can have with Vanguard. For our children, I use the Life Strategy Fund, which is a globally diversified index fund. I've done a whole video about index funds, so feel free to check that out as well. In a nutshell, the Life Strategy Funds is invest globally without the bother of managing your portfolio yourself. I like the fact that I don't need to pick and choose and manage this fund. All we've done is we've set up a direct debit to go out from our accounts to our children's savings account, which is the Life Strategy Fund. There's 5 different Life Strategy Funds depending on the equity and the bond mix. So more the equity, more the risk, more the bond, less the risk, but less the returns. So my children are only young, they're 8 and 6. So even for my oldest, there's at least 10 years of investment before my child would need access to the fund, if they choose to go to university, that is. So I've invested in the Life Strategy 100, which is only equity. And by the time my children need access to the money, maybe at 15, 16 years of age, I would then minimize the risk, bring it to a Life Strategy 80 or a Life Strategy 60 even, depending on how I feel at that time. So that's it. That's exactly what I do. I have a Life Strategy Fund for one of my daughters, and my husband has a Life Strategy Fund in his ISA for my other daughter. The advantage with children is because you're saving for long periods of time and you invest the money instead of saving the money, the rate of interest is higher, but because the interest is compounded as well, your money works a lot harder for you. So educate yourself with investing. I've got some videos on my channel, but there's lots more other channels that talks about investing within the UK. So I hope you've got some value from this video. If you've liked this video, please give me the thumbs up like button and share this with any of your family and friends. I will continue to put out more money saving and money investing videos. So if you like the sound of that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching me today and stay safe. Bye-bye.